It's time for everyone's favorite genre, Sugorok. This is Coconut's second attempt at the genre, and this one is at least a little bit different. Sugorok is the term for a whole group of Japanese board games, where on every turn players roll a die, move that many spaces, and then have an event occur to them. The outcome of these games is effectively random, which makes them incredibly boring to play. The premise of 1999 is that a friendly alien crashes to Earth near 4 friends. The alien warns them of an impending invasion. Alien gnomes who will come to Earth, set up a new religion, and bring about the end of the world at the year 2000. So you set out to stop them, right? Well, wrong. You just try to go around the board so that hopefully you can survive the apocalypse. The game starts in January of 1995, and every turn represents a month. At certain points, events will occur and make the situation on Earth that much worse. So at the end of the game, almost every event out there is negative, and you can see the world crumbling to ruin. 1 to 4 players may take part in the game, and when you start up, you're given a random face, and then a random profession. You have 2 stats in 1999, money and power. Both of these are granted or taken away at random as you move around the board. And of course you can choose to spend money at certain events. Power is used for, you know what? Even the manual doesn't tell you. I think it's used in the determination of who wins at the end of the game, but as far as I can tell, it has no effect on anything else. On every turn, you pick a card, and that card has a number between 1 and 6 on it. Then you move that many spaces. So it's the exact same thing as rolling a die. You can only move forward, not backwards, though there are lots of branching paths around the board. The symbol on each space means something different. P's are a special space. They represent doing an event at the building, and you can stop at those spaces even if you have movement remaining. The P events are whatever building you're passing. Usually the opportunity for some kind of minigame. You could bet on a race, or you could have to mash buttons and back and forth on the controller to try to swim across a pool. The S squares require that you stop there, and there's some kind of special event at those locations as well. The final S square is the bank, and that automatically ends that round of turns. Everyone is automatically teleported to the bank, and everyone gets the salary from their job. The clothes represent an event that has to do with your work, so all of the players will get different events that occur there. Skulls are always negative events. The question mark makes you choose one of 4 cards. 2 will be positive events, 2 will be negative. There's really only 4 events though, so you'll always see the same thing come up when you land there. The nuclear symbol is actually the best spot to land on. For 300,000 yen, you can buy a nuclear bunker. And then every time you pass a nuclear bunker that you own, you'll get a lot of power, and even more power if you directly land on it again. The money bags let you play a casino game, just a round of slots to see if you can make more money. The horned helmet represents the cult, and these will almost always be negative events. On the other hand, the smiling alien face is the friendly alien who helped you out at the beginning, and these will always be positive events. You'll also see your alien friend if you land on one of the arrow tiles, but the real purpose of these is to force you to go a certain direction on the map. After you've moved and done your event, sometimes you'll be granted a card that you have to play. Most of these involve placing a symbol on the map that affects any player who lands in that square, though one of the tiles is a reroll. There are spike strips that if anyone lands in that square, they lose a turn, a symbol that blocks the event from occurring there. The pickaxe blocks movement down certain directions on the map, and you can get tiles that force players to stop in a square. There's also a card that removes the effect of a tile. While I found that Japanese players can sometimes have a pretty high tolerance for these Sugorok games, that's not the case for 1999. Apparently for Japanese players, the humor didn't land, and the events were just too repetitive. And of course, I didn't like it at all. I played for an hour and got through just a little bit under half of a game. There's no save here, so you have to play it straight through. And honestly, after about 15 minutes, you've seen just about everything the game has to offer. Well, except for the worsening condition of the world. But that just changes a few squares to be worse. I was hoping that the theme would at least be interesting here, but they really don't do enough with it. And that makes this yet another boring Sugorok game.